Hello everyone! Good morning! Time check. It's 8 a.m. in the morning and the sun is up, shining so bright. So I am here again in my veranda area to give you some updates on what I have done here in my succulent garden and cacti. So for today's video, I'm going to share the pots there from the head pot going there. That's what I have cleaned up. And also there is one rack that I haven't shared here in my garden. The last rack that I was able to fill up actually. Look at our arunte, so pretty and colorful. Yeah, our clevatum is okay. So let's go to the rack where I'm going to share the succulent that I have potted there or placed there. Look at our stunning orange cactus. It's a kind of Gymnocalycium. So they are pretty, and I think they are all okay for now. Let's remove the dried leaves. And look how beautiful is our purple succulent. Oh no, I forgot. I want also pala to vlog about, if you could remember, like my last vlog is about moistening the succulent. Yeah, that we need to moist it after repotting or restarting it, but that night it rained. So what happened is a kind of echeveria and our small far pillar got rotten. So there are two empty pots here, and I just placed there some leaf that I am hoping that it can give us baby. Yeah, so let's see. But I'm still finding succulent or cuttings that I can place here in place of the two rotten echeverias. So far, that's the only casualty we had after moistening, and then it rains. So maybe if we just moist it and it did not rain, it will not rot. Yeah, but it so happened that that night it rained. So this is our cartelites. And in my last vlog, I also you have also seen that this have some leaves that's rot in the inner set, so it's okay already. I have removed, but there are two more leaves trying up. And look how pretty is our Alba Beauty, and of course our Chloe, so pretty. And this Longissima, yeah, very red color. So if you haven't watched my vlog about moistening, why do we have to moist them, why is it important, please do visit my channel. And look at our Echeveria Silkbill starting to have dress color now after restarting it. And our Luella. So right now it's windy and sunny, so my shadow is there pala blocking the view of the sun. So there. So look at this big rosette of Luella. Very pretty, right? I love it. So pretty. So that's why even Luella is susceptible to mealybugs. I still want to retain it or to have it in my garden. It's because of the stress color it has. It's so pretty. Even the smaller ones here in the third layer, they are pretty. So we're almost there. So our here one and our And our purples alike, they are okay. Look how pretty. So our super buff is okay. And our ghosty is also okay. So let's go now to the rock that I am going to share to you today. So let's just remove the dried leaves there. So this is the rock that I'm going to share to you. This is the last rock that I was able to clean up. So let's go one by one. So I have here my propagation of my purple haze, propagation of my prolifica cactus. So this cactus has a soft thorn and it's very dehydrated. So I haven't pointed them because I just finished cleaning or fixing them just yesterday. And we have a twirl, a cactus. I think it's a kind of Damsii. Then I have here the prolifica. Then I have here the Arunpe. So this cutting, if you would notice, it's so dull in color. Why? Because it has been cut for a week, and I just have placed it in a tray in a bright shaded area. Compared to these two cuttings that I got freshly cut from the stem of one of my pot here in the veranda area. So if you keep your cuttings for too long, yeah, it will get dull in color here, and the leaves will droop. So in front of it is I have my propagation of my, what's this, Ghostia. And next to it is the propagation of my Arunpe. And next to it is a propagation of Sedum clavatus. Then this is a propagation path of my Choco Moonstone. So Choco Moonstone is hard for me to take care here in my garden. Compared to Gaptopetalum Mirini and Mendozae, they are okay with me. I mean, I'm okay with them. They are easy to grow and propagate. But for this one, it's not. It's very hard to maintain the Choco Moonstone. I don't know why. So I have here another path of Arunpe. And this is my propagation of my ghosty. So that's what you can see on the first layer of this rock. So let's go to the second layer. So I have here Bill's Baker, and then we have the Aquarius. There are two. Actually, there are two heads. Then I just cut it into half so I can propagate them. And then we have our chroma. How pretty the color. So my problem with chroma is that it's also susceptible to mealybugs. That's what I have observed. So I have here two pots of my ghost plant. So yes, this is my only two pots of ghost plant. So it's very hard for me to take care of ghost plant. I don't know why, but for purple haze, it's quite okay. Although during the rainy days, it become contaminated, or the infestation of fungus was really very, very severe. But they were able to recover, just like this. But for ghost plant, it did not have any fungus or mealybugs, but it doesn't grow big. So when I try to cut these rosettes, the stems is very hard and it's very woody already. So maybe it just need to be repotted or to restart again. So in front I do not know the ID, but beside it is we have our morphine. I'm not so sure what kind of succulent is this, but this is morphine. For this one, I think I do not know, but for this one is a small and cute Murasaki. This is the Peach Beauty. Peach Beauty is a very pretty purple succulent, but it's also susceptible to fungus. Yeah, and this one I'm not so sure of the ID if it is Sedum Rochi and this is a cutting of Pils Baker. So this is what you can see on the second layer of my rack. So on the third layer, I have propagated my purple delight. So if you would notice, the purple delight is quite flat. Yeah, the leaves are so flat, I mean, because it was really dehydrated and there was infestation of mealybugs when I cut this one. And these cuttings, I got this from my front yard. Yeah, so I decided to cut from my front yard all the rosettes of my purple delight and plant it here in the veranda. Why? What made me decide to cut all the rosettes and just leave the stem there, hoping that it can produce baby or offset? Why? Because the next part will explain. So these three cuttings of the purple delight, look how plump their leaves and healthy. Even I just ignored them in their pots. So compared to the rosette coming from the front yard, which they are very dehydrated and flat. So look at the difference. There's a very big difference, right? It's so flat, it's so malnourished compared to the one in the veranda. I think the sunlight that they're getting from the front yard is not really that good compared here in the veranda. Or maybe it's the ventilation too. So that's why I decided to put all my purple delight here. Though I also put some leaves on the big basin of the purple delight to grow it there, hoping it will produce babies. Actually, from the veranda area here, I can still see the part of my purple delight there. So if you would see, I haven't cleaned it up yet. So that's the big basin of my purple delight where I cut all the stems or the rosette, and I just leave there all the leaves that I was able to collect, hoping to give it baby. So before it was really lush, no, it got infestation of mealybugs. So I just restarting it, and hopefully we can create another big basin of purple delight. And beside there, I remove all the cactus. It's a cactus basin arrangement before. So what I did is just I placed the stinky there. So let's go back to the rack. So on the third layer, we only have the purple delight, 2 long pots. So this one comes from the veranda area and this one comes from the front yard. So I think it's much better to put the purple delight here in the veranda area. So now let's go to the next part that I am going to show to you. So let's walk going back on the head pot area. But let's take a look also of our succulents as we go there. So there are 2 pots here that we need to change. Yeah, I love the Echeveria, how they look, how they are so colorful. They are very unique in their own way. Look at this rack, right? So I love collecting Echeverias. So I'm actually fully done cleaning up my succulent garden here. So this is the last update that I can give you for after cleaning up all of them. So since it's cleaned up, I am planning to buy some succulent, but not so many. I'm just planning to buy a few Echeveria, which is token sizes, because it's much easier for me to grow token sizes of Echeveria. So I'm here already in the area of what we're going to share here. So this is my head pot. It has been with me for 4 years already. And before it was placed in a garage area in the first few years. And now it's placed here in the veranda area. So what is spotted on this head pot is my Graptopetalum myrinae. It looks old and very dry. Yeah. And then beside it is I have my cuttings, or I restarted my Graptopetalum Ellen. So look how plump. And this is my problem with Ellen. It always have an edema whenever they have been drinking lots of water, so they cannot hold it. So what happened is they produce edema on their leaves. So I decided to pot it in a clay pot, so extra moisture will be absorbed by the clay pots. And beside it, I potted some more cuttings of my Ellen here in a plastic brown pot because I don't have any more another clay pots. But if I have another clay pot, I would rather pot it in a clay pot. So beside it in a brown pot, I have my propagation of my, what's this, purple delight. Yeah, purple delight. Yeah, I'm correct. So there are cuttings, small rosette, and leaf propagation. So on the next pot, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 brown pots. So here beside our purple delight, I have here my propagation of my Patsy Pink. Yeah, it's very dehydrated, right? And beside it, I have my propagation of my Sedum Adolphii. So I can recommend Patsy Pink and Sedum Adolphii for beginners. They are easy to take care, but they are susceptible to aphids and mealybugs, so you have to check from time to time. Then another pot of our Sedum Adolphii. Yeah. And look at the next pot. It's very stress in color, our Sedum Adolphii. That's why, just like Luella, even if it is susceptible to mealybugs and aphids, I still want to have some Sedum Adolphii here. Anyway, every year we can restart our succulent. And then beside it is I have a golden barrel. Yeah, it has been with me for I think 2 years or more than, but it doesn't really look good because it's corking on the lower part, but on the topmost part it's pretty. And I have here a clumping cactus that I do not really know the ID. Yeah, but it's cute. It's like neon in color on the topmost part. And I'm not sure of this cactus too, what's the ID. So this one and the golden barrel, I purchased them on the same day or on the same seller. So I think more than 2 years. So the topmost parts are good to see, but the lower part is more on the, it's corking already. So for this one, on the white pot, I have 4 white pots to share after the 3 square pots of cactus. So this is my propagation of my ghosty. Yeah, it's a small rosette copy. And beside it is I have my propagation of my peach and pride. So the succulents that I'm showing you, they are all restarted by cutting the stem. So there's no roots actually, but I have exposed them immediately here in the veranda area because right now the weather here in Silang, Cavite, Philippines, where I live, is quite windy, cold in the morning and in the evening. So this kind of weather is good for propagating my succulent. So even if, but after I haven't given any moist on this pot. Yeah, so for the head pot I did not restart it, but all from the clay pot of the Graptopetalum Ellen until to the end of this row, it has been restarted. So let's continue. So we have here our peach pride. So peach pride is one of the succulent that I can recommend for beginners. It's green in color, but look how pretty it is when it gets red. So beside it is I have my propagation of my Mendaceae. So I just started my Mendaceae. I wanted to show you there's no roots. Look, yeah. So the soy mix that I use in the starting these succulents is the same. 50% loam soil, 50% soil mix, reused soil mix, 25% risal, and 25% fresh loam soil. And of course, I don't forget to put the smokot, the yellow thing, as low release fertilizer to give more nutrients or to make them root faster. So this is Graptopetalum Mendaceae. And beside it, I have my propagation of my purple delight. If you would notice, it's also flat. So the purple delight cuttings come from the front yard of my garden. So there. But look, oh, it's pretty. So beside it is where I got the cuttings of the Mendaceae. So these cuttings came from this pot. So this is potted in a clay pot, and look, that's why I removed the rosette going down. Yeah, because the roots are already so many which are paste or glued in the clay pot. So if it will continue, the clay pot will not be able to release the moisture. So that's why I decided to cut all the one that's rooting on the clay pot. So this is how it looks like. It has been potted here for more than 3 years. So what I do lang, just cut to make it more lush and then propagate it to another pot, the cuttings that I was able to get. So beside it is I'm going to share the 6 big big pots. They are made of plastic. So this is just a reuse pot. So let's go, and I wanted to show you already what's spotted here. So whether you believe it or not, the Arunpei, this is my mother plant of my Arunpei. So what happened to my mother plant of Arunpei is it got small rosette. So I decided to restart it. So I don't know if you would believe me, but the truth is this small rosette was able to give me a rack of Arunpei which have the normal size, shall I say, of Arunpei. So this is all the cuttings that I got from that pot. Look how pretty they are and how big the rosette. But what happened to the mother pot, or there are 2 mother pots before, so all the rosette got smaller. So I decided to restart it, hoping that it will become more big. Maybe because the stem is starting to get more mature. That's what I think that happened. That's why it becomes too small. So I'm not so sure if they are visible to the camera as like what I'm seeing here in actual, but I think you can see it. Yeah. So next is a 2 basin of, I call this pot basin because it's like a basin. You think it's shallow, it really take a lot of soil mix, but it's okay. So these cuttings of purple delights, look, there's morning dew on the list. So this cutting of purple delight came from the front yard. So I decided to put it here, and same as this one, they are cuttings from the front yard. So I'm hoping that they would become plump just like the one that is originally potted here in the veranda area. So this is how it looks like. So beside it is I still have a propagation of Mendaceae. So this rosette come from different pots that I have. Some come from the front yard also. So there. Look how pretty. So when it become lush and rooted, so they have no roots but they are moistened with the morning dew. See? So it's important to propagate your succulent on the right weather. It's cold, it's windy. That's what they need. So it's good for me. In my experience, I always propagate or start my succulent during January and February of the year, month of the year, because it's the best weather. It's not raining, it's not too hot. Yeah. So beside it is I have a propagation of my Cryptopetalum myrinae, which is very purple in color. So I'm not so sure if you can see it clearly. So where I got this cutting of the Cryptopetalum myrinae, it comes from the next pot. So you would see there are lots of cuttings there. So this is the mother pot where I got these cuttings. So look how pretty is our myrinae. It's really purplish in color, but it's really quite dehydrated actually. Yeah. So we really have to cut our Cryptopetalum in order for them to become more lush and to look more pretty. So this myrinae is really purple in color, but if you would notice, the one potted in the head pot, it's not purplish in color. So I'll show you. So this is what we have put on this row, and if you would notice, as I clean up my succulent garden, some pots are already gone. So we have a fewer succulent and cacti here in my veranda area after cleaning up, shall I say. So this is the Cryptopetalum myrinae, which is not really purplish in color because it's very dehydrated. So this is the one that I shared to you today. So before on that side, it also have the one like this kind of, it has also succulent there, but since we restarted, I decided to put everything on a rack because they grow more healthier than the rack, in the rack I mean, than when they are placed there. So what I decided to place on this kind of, on the tiles, is that the one that's really very easy to take care. Why? Because the heat coming from the tiles is really hot when it's late in the afternoon. Yeah, starting 12. Yeah, it's really hot. So the tiles is really getting hot. So it's not best for the other succulents. But on this area, since they are only getting direct morning sunlight, but still the tiles here is getting very hot too. So I guess my sharing is very long already. I think it's getting 30 minutes already. So I think I have to stop here. Yeah, and look at this. Mama Donna said, "Baby, it's giving me a flower already." So bye for now. See you in my next video, and God bless us all. Hope you like my sharing for today. So if you do like my sharing for today, please hit the like button, and please do not forget to subscribe and share my video to your family, friends, and relatives. So bye for now. See you on my next video. Bye bye. God bless us all. Look how pretty is our brave heart. Bye bye. God bless us all, and happy gardening, everyone. So our propagation pots, they are all okay. So they are receiving sun right now. So there are 2 racks, and they are all full of propagation. And for this one, I forgot, there's another propagation pot of Mendocity. So this pot, the one with the cactus and aloe, it's actually a hybrid aloe. I will be selling them, yeah, so we can have money to buy another new sets of Echeveria or succulent. So, bye for now. Bye-bye. God bless and happy gardening. See you on my next vlog.